Top dogs, we are doing our final clay project for the year, which is a coil clay pot. So this is one that I have made. This is not clay that is white like we've used before. This is called red clay, which has a beautiful brownish reddish color once it is fired and then glazed. We're gonna clear glaze these, so these won't have color. It will be the beautiful color like this, just with that shiny clear glaze on top. So I'm gonna show you how to do it today. Couple things, we're going to be working on a base. That's the first thing we're going to make. And then we are going to make a single coil to start our pots. The coil at the bottom is the structure that everything else is going to sit on, so it needs to be really strong. Your coil pot is going to be no bigger than the inside of this plate. Any bigger than that and it's too big. You can see this one is smaller than the plate. This is a 2-week project. You will not finish today. Some of you will get further than others depending on how you work. So, a couple things. You're going to be doing coils. You're going to be doing scoring and slipping. And the bottom is actually a slab piece. So to make our bottom piece, the very first part, I'm going to take my clay and I am going to work it into a big cookie shape. So this is my cookie shape. I'm going to press, and then I'm actually going to roll it on the edge here so that I have a nice edge. Press again, flip it over because now that other side is flat, and press again, and you have a cookie shape. Think about it like a huge cookie that you'd want to get. Nice and thick. Okay. I'm going to kind of smooth it out so it looks nice because you will see the inside of the pot here. So this is my cookie shape. This is how big my pot is going to be. From here, we're going to make our first layer. So you're going to take another piece of clay, and to make the coils, the easiest thing to do is to kind of work it in your hands first to make it a long coil shape. When you roll, you're going to roll with the palm of your hand and not your fingers. So when I take this and I roll, I'm going to roll lightly with the palms of my hands and not my fingers. You want your first coil to be the size, ooh, that's probably not good, the size of your pot. So you're going to lay it down a couple times. You can see it's almost big enough already. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to work from the inside out. If you feel it's starting to go flat, tip it up, gently press it, and then roll again lightly. Let's see if that's big enough. That is. Okay, so this is big enough. I just tried it out. So this is how I'm going to start it. Now, you've got to score and slip this. So that means you've got to use the water and the toothbrush. Score means to make lines in. Slip is what's created when the clay is wet. You've got to score and slip this onto the base or it will not stay on. It will fall off. So right around the edge, I'm going to score it. Now it's not dripping with water. You can see I've made those little score lines and it's a little bit wet. I'm going to do the same thing with my coil where it's going to be on there. Doesn't take a lot of water, it just takes a little bit, but it needs that glue. So I'm going to put it on. Right on the edge. See, I'm lining it up with the edge. And then I'm going to cut off the part that I don't need. Put it right on the edge. Actually, there we go. Okay, so then I'm going to press it down a tiny bit to make it strong. So that's what it looks like so far. And then we are going to weld. When you weld things together, you bring them together into one. So now you're going to take this and you're going to weld together this piece. Take your thumb and make it all into one piece. So you're just making it into one. And then the next part, this is really important, and this is the part that people always want to forget, but you can't. You're going to weld the inside to the bottom. The inside of the pot, when you are done, the outside will be coils, the inside will be smooth. That's what the welding does. So you're going to take your finger and you're gently going to press down to weld it into one piece. What you're doing is you're hiding that inside line in there. Now, Mrs. Rucker was doing this the other day, and she likes to weld up. Instead of going down like I am, she likes to go up, so that may work better for you. So you're going to take it, go all the way around. You don't want to make your coil too small, because this is the basis for everything else. And you're going to weld it together, okay? Once you have done this, then you are ready to start doing some coils. Now, you may not get any further than this today by the time it's all said and done. If this is as far as you get, that's fine. Next week, you'll construct the rest of your coil pot. The smoother it is, the nicer it's gonna look, the happier you're gonna be in the end. So, that's what I've got right now. It's welded together on the inside. Ooh, actually, I can see right there, I'm missing some, I gotta go back. Weld it together. Then, you're gonna start making your coils. Let me grab another piece of clay right here, I forgot to. Okay, so to make your coils for your pot, you're going to be working with long strands again that you roll out. I'll show you a couple how to make them real fast if you get this far today. If not, don't worry. So make it into a cylinder first, then roll with your hand. Rolling on this paper is really hard for me. Sometimes rolling on the table is easier. So mine's getting a little bit not round. There we go. So I'm rolling with the palms of my hands, not my fingers. It's a little bit flat, so I'm gonna roll. Okay, so a couple simple coils that you can use that are not hard to do is this one, where it is just a simple coil rolled around and then attached onto the side. If you are going to do something like this, and this is actually a very big coil, you would have, you know, whatever goes around, and this is really tall, so that would be the top layer of your coil pot. You score and slip both pieces where they're going to go, and then you also have to weld that together. Actually, I'm going to make that the bottom so it's not as, there we go. I'm going to flatten it out a little bit. I'll go ahead and show you. So anything you attach to here, you score and slip on. So I scored and slipped both the coil and this. And then on the inside, you have to weld this entire thing. So now I'm going to weld it not only to the base coil, I know you can't see it, I'll show you in one sec. I'm going to weld it not only to the base coil, like I just did right there, but now I have to weld together the entire back of the coil. Notice I'm holding it with my other hand so that it stays in one place. If you don't hold it, it's going to break off. It's as simple as that, and you'll be able to feel that as you're doing it. Okay, so there is my coil. It's welded to the bottom, and the coils are welded together, and the outside still is coiled. When I put my next one on, I'm going to score and slip, weld it, weld the back, and then weld these two sides together right here to make it all one piece as well. If you get this far today, I am thrilled. That's awesome. If you don't get this far today, you just get the base and the coil done, that's okay too. You'll just construct next week. We have your name on the plate already. These will go in bags at the end of class. We will give them a quick spray of water to keep them moist. And then next week when you come back, they will be ready for you again. So, big cookie to begin with, nice coil to construct on top of. You don't want it too thin, you do want it kind of thick so that it has a nice base to build off of. Okay, let's go.